Old school Paul, new school Justin. Man, y'all still going to school though. Sit down, listen up. Father, son, y'all think it's just another one. Fade the Vader, they be grading players, all it's done is made the piper pay me, and they've been grinding lately. Up late, hit the waivers, don't hate the player, hate me. It's just a Game Boy, never gifted one on Christmas. Instead I asked for ships to hit everything off my wish list. Check the litmus, do y'all really not get this? Hit this triangular shaped button, I don't want you to miss this. But I guess that's really none of my business. Me risky free, cruise with Paul and Justin just listening. Yards after contact and catch, that's a lot of distance. The kind of info make me wanna blow opponents' kisses. But I gotta be clear, there is one key difference. Relationship is deep in this vein of ellipses. Like how Justin agreed to washing all the dishes. I'm just grateful Paul turned the miss into the misses. Father, son, pie, get down on the get down. If you don't get it now, then get out. Father, son, pie, sit down and get rich now. If you're not feeling it now, then get out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Father-Son Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Paul.
My name is Justin, and this is our DFS Plays episode for Week 6. We do this every week, and once again, we are joined by Matt Williams. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, Matt?
Not much. Thanks for having me back. Ready, pumped to talk more DFS for Week 6.
Yeah.
All right, we know you love DFS.
We got to try to win some money this week, dude, so we got to give people the good picks. Last week, I'll give my dad props where props is deserved. Last week, you called the Aaron Jones thing. You said, I'm probably going to be under-owned a little bit. And he's priced at a timeshare thing. And what did he do last week? He scored all the touchdowns.
He went off.
I bet Matt was really happy about that, right, Matt? How's that Cowboy beatdown?
Yeah, it was beautiful, and I'm expecting him to have another good game this week. I had a great Week 6. I know the cash lines were high, but I mean, I actually started a core in all my lineups of the Watson Fuller stack. I had Aaron Jones in there. I had Michael Thomas in there, like we talked about his absurd pricing, and I fell into the Eagles defense just due to the amount of salary. So
Wow.
I had a monster week. It was great.
That's fantastic.
This is why you got to listen to this episode every week, because we have Matt who just makes a ton of cash every single week because of DFS, and he helps you guys out by giving some of the picks while we do our little thing here and there. But big thing.
I love this week. I'm excited about picks this week a lot more than last week, too. So.
Ooh, you guys hear that? Stay tuned. If you guys are new, please subscribe. And we are doing an Amari Cooper signed jersey giveaway. He lit up Alexander last week. I know, Matt.
Yes, he did.
But that one touchdown count is pretty crazy. So we have a tweet. Go retweet it. You got to tag 3 friends. It's our pinned tweet over at FatherSonFF. And, yeah, just follow those steps to get acclimated. And the more quote tweets you do, because Dan was wondering about this, if you keep doing more and more, do you get a little extra points here and there? And I said, you know what? We'll give a little bit extra push if you keep doing a lot of retweeting of the comments thing, because, it is more publicity for it. So
Dan thinks the jersey's his. By his tweets, basically, he thinks it's his.
He does.
You better get going, Dan.
Yeah. So... yeah, Father-Son Fantasy Football. 5-star reviews is how you enter into the Amari Cooper jersey giveaway. But, Dad, you hit it off last week really well, so I want to have you start. We're going to start with the quarterback position. Who do you like in cash this week for the quarterback play?
I'm going to stick with Matt Ryan again. I mean, they're due for a win. Matt Ryan's been putting up some big numbers in the last few weeks. His price is still $6,400. I mean, he's chucked for 304 yards in all 5 games this season. A lot of it was in garbage time, yes, but they're going to come through this week with the win. That's especially important on DraftKings, because every time I believe you go over 300 yards, right, you get 3 points. Am I correct?
Yep.
You get 3 bonus points.
Correct.
So, I mean, he's a strong bet again to go over 300 yards again. The Falcons-Cardinal game should be fertile ground for fantasy points, with both teams ranking top 5 in situation neutral place and top 10 in situation neutral pass rate. So expect a lot of plays and a lot of passes in this game. Take Matt Ryan in the cash game.
Yeah, I believe he has yet to throw under 300 yards.
I'm sorry. I think Arizona's also missing 2 of their star cornerbacks also in this game.
Yeah, it's their last game without Patrick Peterson, so that's pretty big because, he's pretty good. You like Matt Ryan this week in cash, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know about the Falcons being due for a win.
Their defense
is terrible, but yeah, Matt Ryan I have is maybe the best play on the board. At least dollar for dollar.
Matt, they're due for a win because in preseason I was all up on them. They're due for a win.
No, hey, regardless of win or lose, they're going to be doing some damage against Arizona. The thing is, Ryan's been doing good, garbage time or not, and he has not yet to get Julio and Ridley and Hooper involved in the same game. In this one, I think it's the recipe has come, and they're all going to get involved in this one. I think it could be a monster, maybe even 400-yard passing game for Matt Ryan. Julio was a little off last week. They got Ridley finally involved with that great toe tapping touchdown. Hooper's obviously going to be in for a huge day at Arizona, so I think that everyone is going to go off in this game. I think Matt Ryan, if nothing else, is insanely safe. So yeah, I love that play. As far as my cash one, I'll go with my favorite player, not on the Packers. I go with him all the time. It's going to be very, very chalky. Deshaun Watson is 6,700 at Kansas City. For all the reasons everyone already knows here. That Kansas City is not have a good defense, and they're going to try to keep up with Houston, and they're going to be scoring some points too. So Deshaun Watson finally, after giving his seminars on how to break down defenses, he's going to know how to exploit Kansas City here. Will Fuller is another great play, probably again. And I think that DeAndre Hopkins, if anyone in the world is due, it is him. And I would love to stack Watson along with Nuke in this one. So for 6,700, that is just not enough money. At Kansas City, I think that they're going to win this game, and I think he's going to be putting up just a ton of points. So I don't really care about how expensive he is. That's a great play for me.
Yeah, and I'm going to double down on the Deshaun Watson for everything you said. Last week, he was the first ever quarterback to throw for over 400 yards and have 5 or less incompletions, which I think is just insane. So the Deshaun Watson, I think we share the same love for this guy, and he's just going to go off. And for cash, I'm just sticking with those two quarterbacks. I'm not going to try to overcomplicate it. If you are in for like a little tiny bit of a price, like salary cap pinch, I would stack Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott is currently leading the league in air yards per attempt at 6.1, and I think that goes very underrated because no one's really talking about Dak Prescott, but he is first among all quarterbacks in that. And the Jets just bleed out big plays, so I like stacking Dak Prescott with Amari Cooper. So Dak Prescott would be my cash game if you're trying to pivot from Matt Ryan or Deshaun Watson. Now,
before we move on, I kind of mention one guy just super quick because on my DFS podcast, I talked up Lamar Jackson quite a bit. Mm-hmm. At 6,900, he's a full fade for me at this point, though. Completely pivoting off of him. The news of Hollywood Brown looks like he is gonna be out. Continues to miss practice. Mark Andrews not only has the foot issue, he missed practice with a shoulder issue. He'll probably play, but even in a game against Cincinnati, I think it'll be more of a running game. So for 6,900, Lamar Jackson, he's priced up there. I would completely ignore him in cash games this week.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, this is what we do about doing the episode on Fridays. Record it on Friday. It comes out Friday night. You're up to date. So, yeah, fade Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, this week because the matchup is very, very nice. Now, we're going to go on to the running back position here. Still talking cash, and then we're going to go back through for the GPP. We're going to do it all separately. So, running back cash. Matt, who's your favorite cash play this week for running back?
Good segue from the last thing I just said. I'm fading Lamar Jackson because I think it's Mark Ingram season, folks. Cincinnati's not good at defending the pass, and they're really, really bad at defending the run. In fact, they've allowed the second most points per game to running backs. Ingram has been a touchdown machine this year. No reason to change it up. I think Baltimore is, even though this is an in-division game and you could, in theory, be tougher than you think, that still has a recipe for it being a nice running game. So I think they get up and they just pound the rock all game, and Ingram will probably find the end zone a couple of times. So for 6,600 in DraftKings, I love Mark Ingram this week. He's just a guy I'm writing in everywhere.
Gotcha. I do like Mark Ingram this week. Dad, you got a nice little cash game lineup running back for us?
I actually like two guys. I like Leonard Fournette at 6,700. Only two running backs are averaging more opportunities, that's carries and targets per game, than Fournette. Fournette's 25 that he averages a game. We've seen that balloon over 31 over the past 2 weeks, so he's getting the volume there. That's just too much volume to pass up on this price, despite a less than ideal matchup against the Saints. New Orleans has allowed the fourth fewest DK points to running backs. So I do like Leonard Fournette. And just a quick vote, even though the Jets are terrible, I still like Le'Veon Bell just for the volume there, too. You can get him at $6,400, and they get Sam Darnold back this week, which is a little upgrade to their offense, even though they're a terrible team. But
I love Bell this week. Yeah,
that's going to be my pick right there, dude. You just stole it from me. But
Oh, go ahead. I didn't say much about
so Le'Veon
Bell,
Bell,
so go on it.
6,400, somehow cheaper than Mark Ingram, which
Yeah.
I like playing both these guys in my cash lineup. So Le'Veon Bell, I think, is just a lock. So you're going to see a guy who gets all the usage in the world because the team's just not good, and he's played all but 10 snaps. So crazy. There's no touchdown upside, but I think the targets there are going to be huge. So the Dallas Cowboys have allowed 9.6 targets per game to running backs and 52% rushing success rate. And this data is courtesy of thequantedge.com. You guys can go over there, use promo code FSFF to save today. We have articles, they have tools, wide receiver quarterback matchup tools, pace tools, game script tools, all that you can imagine. So it's definitely worth the bang for your buck. You guys can do this little free trial or just for a month to even try it and see what you like. But these articles every week really are helpful in when you're trying to construct your DFS lineup or even make start-sit decisions. So definitely go check that out and use code FSFF. But yeah, Le'Veon Bell, you got Darnold coming back, so I think the offense is just going to be a little better than it was these past few weeks because Darnold is a lot better than Luke Falk. So 9 or more targets I can see because so far Le'Veon Bell has had 9 or more targets in all but one game. So I just say fire out Le'Veon Bell because of the passing game usage.
On my on the Daily Blitz, me and Nick Faber did a bold predictions for Week 6. Just came out like earlier today, so probably no one's heard it yet. But whatever. I mean, I'm for anyone. Here's a free one for everyone just from that show. I predicted Le'Veon Bell will double, if not triple, Ezekiel Elliott's fantasy score in this game.
Wow.
I think Bell's going to go insane. I think Darnold won't have a terrific game, but he will command more defensive attention than anyone that. Then obviously Falk would. So I think that opens it up big time for Bell. And Dallas has shown in previous weeks that they can be taken advantage of on the ground. And I think Le'Veon Bell, we might see vintage Le'Veon Bell in this game. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, should be a fun one. And both running backs, high pristine. So if you are going to that game, because I know a couple of people that are going to the game, you're going to see a running back war, maybe. But I think it's more of Dallas just airing it out and then the Jets sucking with Le'Veon Bell just having a monster fantasy day. Now, going on to the wide receiver position for cash. Dad, you got to have us good one. Last week you said Michael Thomas and GBP, and I forget who your cash game one is, but who is your cash game lineup this week?
I'm going to throw this sneaky one in there. I'm going to do the Matt Ryan for the quarterback, and I'm going to stack him with Sanu. Sanu you can get cheap at $4,500. I think he's the best dollar per point wide receiver on the slate. He's already seen steady catching 4+ balls in every game and 5+ in 4 of the 5 outings. He's averaging 12.7 DraftKings points per game, and he's posted 13.7 plus in 3 straight games. So I like that stack of Matt Ryan and Sanu.
Thoughts on Sanu this week, Matt?
Sanu? I mean, yeah, I think I don't know if I go there in cash, but yeah, for GPP, I'd like it only because I think that there are a lot of mouths to feed. And I'm hoping the big guys get involved. But yeah, I like using Sanu plenty. I just don't know. I necessarily wouldn't put it in cash just because it's unpredictable what they're going to do. But he's been the most consistent, even more consistent than Jones as far as what he does from week to week. So there is that. And I expect them to just score points like crazy. So yeah, I mean, like he said, dollar for dollar, he's a fantastic value.
Yeah, because you can, even in tournament, like Matt said, you can get him for $4,500 and spend money on some other big name player.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good point. Mike, you want me? Yeah, you can go, Matt. You go first.
All right. I disagree on the sentiment that he's dollar for dollar the best guy in the slate because I believe that is Dede Westbrook. Mainly because of PJ Williams. If anyone doesn't know who PJ Williams is, he's my favorite player in DFS. He is a cornerback for the New Orleans Saints who I locate and find out who he's going to be guarding, and then I take him. These are the slot receivers that have gone against PJ Williams this year. Kenny Stills, 3 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 5 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 11 catches for 154 yards and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 7 catches for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. They're averaging over 22 DraftKings points a game. Dede Westbrook, even though he has not been the guy a lot of people are hoping, is getting tons of targets. He's right up there with Chark. Chark is going to be with Marshawn Lattimore, who after a rough start has shut down Amari Cooper and Mike Evans in back-to-back weeks and shut them down completely. So I think that Chark will not be the gift that keeps on giving this week. I think Dede Westbrook is due for a monster game. And for only 5,100 on DraftKings, I'm throwing him in every lineup I have, both GPP and cash, because I think that's your free money play of the week.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
There it is. Target PJ Williams. It's been the story last year, still the story this year, and I agree that he's probably my favorite DFS player as well. Good way of looking at it. My cash game guy this week is going to be Tyler Boyd. They are without Jimmy Smith still, the Ravens, because they're going against the Ravens this week, and I think it's wheels up because he gets all the targets from Andy Dalton. The Ravens have also allowed 1,000 total yards to receivers so far this season, one of only 3 teams to do so. Boyd has gotten 10 targets at least. 10 targets per game. He's averaging it, and he gets 26% of the target share in this offense and 28% of the air yards. So I think they're going to be throwing it a lot because they're going to be down, and I think you just see Boyd get all the volume and have a high pass rate because they're going to be down by a lot. So I think it's a fantastic spot, and the usage is there for Tyler Boyd to smash for cash lineups this week. You like Tyler Boyd this week, man?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny, that same episode of the bold predictions, I actually predicted this might be the week that Andy Dalton's wheels completely fall off and things go completely downhill for the tank for Tua. But that's a bold prediction episode. In all likelihood, the Ravens, everyone passes on the Ravens, and even though I know Auden Tate could find the end zone again, Tyler Boyd is kind of a one-man show there. So the Ravens don't have the personnel to shut anyone down, and he's good enough to be able to go off regardless. So while I think that the chances of Andy Dalton actually completely falling off the planet are always is something that scares me weekly now. No matter who is the quarterback, Tyler Boyd's really talented, and he's not being priced up nearly enough. He's one of those guys that are just getting disrespected weekly, like Jarvis Landry, who just gets so many targets that he's pretty safe.
Yeah, 100%. Now, we're going to go to tight end, but tight end we're not going to do the GPP section. So, cash game, tight end. Who are your tight end plays of the week? Matt, we'll start with you. Who you like for tight end?
We went over this a little ahead of time, so this is not actually my number one tight end of the week, but I do like him quite a bit. So the other guys are going to cover some people. There's 3 main guys I think that are really good here, and they're all in the same price range. I'm going to cover Will Dissly. He's at Cleveland. I would like to see what their secondary situation is before settling on him, but this is not like any kind of 1 week wonder with Arizona. He's consistent from week to week to week to week. I'm expecting Seattle to go in there with Russell Wilson, possibly the MVP at this point, and do some damage against Cleveland. So even if their secondary is healthy, you'd still think that they're going to be putting their attention onto Tyler Lockett and onto DK Metcalf. So I think Will Dissly, like every week, is getting a ton of targets and some looks downfield, which is a little more surprising, and looks in the end zone like usual. So for 4,900, I love Dissly just like I do just about every week.
Yeah, awesome. Now, Dad, who's your tight end play this week?
Well, for another $100 at the $5,000 mark, I like Austin Hooper again. I mean, he's having a nice little run of his own right now. He has 15 catches for 186 yards on 20 targets in the last 2 weeks. I mean, he's brought plenty of consistency to the table. So, and I love Atlanta this week. I love Matt Ryan. So you can do that triple stack if you got enough money with him, Sanu, and Hooper.
I like it. The price.
I mean, a lot of people are probably going to like Hooper, what he's been doing. He's been the most consistent tight end right now.
He's one of those cash plays where it does not matter what the ownership percentage is. It's such a good play, and it's so cheap for the play it is, that it's one of those things where you can't even afford not to do it, because if he goes off and you don't have him, you're like your lineup's garbage, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I like Austin Hooper this week. I also like George Kittle, more for GPP sense. The upside's there for GPP, but also not that bad for a cash game lineup. This is the 3rd highest total game. It's the 49ers and Rams, and my guess is the 49ers are going to be down a little bit, and you have a guy who's receiving 28% of the targets. So he didn't get that price increase last week after his touchdown because he played on Monday night, which kind of helps his price this week. That's why he's probably only $5,200. But I think that he has a high ceiling this week, and he can go under own as people are going to flock to whoever's playing the Cardinals maybe in GPP, or even like an Austin Hooper. So I think he has a nice little upside, and, he got a decent floor as well.
Yeah, I don't understand. DK doesn't. They obviously make all of their. They obviously make all their pricing up without the Monday night night game because they always seem to be a week behind on some guys. There's no reason he should be in this price range. So even though I talked up Will Dissly, he's obviously third here. I like both those guys better. Great matchups and similarly priced, but you have options everywhere. Pretty much GPP, you can go with a cash option because there's so many good cash options.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100% with that. Now, really quickly, I want to go over to a quarterback position for GPP. So, Matt, my GPP quarterback play is going to be Watson still. I'm sticking with Watson throughout it, or Dak Prescott, like I mentioned, too. So, do you have a different quarterback for GPP you like throwing in there?
Sure. Piggybacking off Dede Westbrook, let's go with Gardner Minshew for only 5,000. I have we have a rule, and that's if you can get a starting quarterback for less than 5,000 in DraftKings that's can put up some noise, then you're going to do it. And he's right at 5,000, which is, I'm going to go ahead and say that counts. New Orleans has not been very good versus the pass, fifth most points per game to quarterbacks, and that's actually not overinflated by poor opponents. They're just not very good. So Minshew has been excellent in pretty much every phase. He's passing short, he's passing long, he's 13th in passing yards, only one interception, 7th in adjusted net yards per attempt. I think Dede's going to go off here. Chark is still, very good. Leonard Fournette, even though the Saints are tough against the run, at least that's like their strength. He has so many targets that he'll get plenty of work in the passing game as well. So I think Gardner Minshew for 5,000 is a pretty solid play.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You can't hate on a Minshew. Dad, do you have a GPP quarterback, or you ready to go to running back?
Yeah, I like Lamar Jackson. I mean, we've seen what he can do against bad defenses, and I think he's up against the same situation this week. I mean, he tallied 36 DK points versus Miami in week 1, 33 versus the Cardinals in week 2. The Bengals sit 31st in Football Outsiders pass defense, ranking the 28th in DK points allowed to quarterbacks. So I like Lamar Jackson in tournament play.
Gotcha, yeah. Keep your eyes on that Marquise Brown, but it is looking like he won't play. So if he doesn't play, I don't know, maybe he'll be more low-owned, so there's a possible chance that you could have a nice little tournament winner there. But I'd probably fade away from him if Marquise Brown doesn't play and maybe have him in less percentage.
Yeah, I don't know if Andrews is playing either. He's been.
It looks like he's gonna play. He missed Wednesday with a shoulder injury, but he did practice Thursday. So I think it's likely that Andrews is going to be in there. Banged up or not, I think he'll be in there.
Yeah. No, my GPP play, I'm going to go with Dak, but we already knew that. So running back GPP plays. Dad, give us a running back GPP. Who do you like this week for tournament plays at the running back position?
I like David Johnson if he's going to play, but I'm not sure if he's going to play. So bypass me on this one.
You can just slide Chase Edmonds right in there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind Chase Edmonds. My GPP play is going to be Nick Chubb. I think it's very contrarian. He's going to probably come in at under 10% owned on the slate because he is highly priced and people are going to fade to the better matchups. He is currently 7,300, but even if he's down, he's still got 2 carries in the last drive last game, and then all the he's played in at least 80% of snaps the past 2 games as well, and he's going to get fed depending on no matter what the situation is because right now Freddie Kitchens has his head up his butt and he's not doing the right things. So they should go pass heavy against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks right now have a 46 success rate and are giving up 7.4 targets per game to backs. So I think that Chubb can have at least 4 targets this game, which would be really good for his fantasy value, and then have that rushing floor as well. And it's also a 1-point home dog in a 47 total game. So I think you can stack him with the Browns defense. It's a nice little contrarian GPP kind of running back defense stack. You like Nick Chubb this week at GPP at all, Matt, as a low ownership contrarian play?
Yeah, even though I don't trust the Browns as far as I can throw them kind of situation. Nick Chubb is solid, and I think that if you can ever get him in a low ownership situation, he's always a guy to take a shot on because he's great. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson sooner or later here, but they need to get back on track. We saw what they did to Baltimore. Seattle's going to be a little tougher, but I think that that's fine because like you said, low ownership. If you're trying to go that way, Nick Chubb is awesome.
Yeah, they just need to stop having Freddie Kitchens call the plays and give it to Todd Monken because it makes zero sense right now, and I'm getting annoyed more and more every single day. But who is your GPP running back play for this week? Your favorite one, Matt? If you pick a favorite.
Right. So after completely destroying the Browns, Matt Breida looked amazing. 11 carries for 114 yards and a touchdown, 10.4 yards per carry. So I expect everyone's going to be on him. So I'm not going to be. for only $4,400. The guy who had 5 more carries than Matt Breida in that game, 16 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. Don't forget he exists, folks. Tevin Coleman, the RB1 for the San Francisco 49ers going forward. It will still be a timeshare, but for only $4,400, I don't care. They're going to run the ball a lot because they're not going to be able to do much through the air other than George Kittle. So, that's what the 49ers are going to do is run the ball. So for $4,400, I'm not sure I've ever seen a more talented option for that cheap. So even though it is a little risky because of the timeshare, I expect it to be a higher scoring game. Tevin Coleman does catch the ball. So yeah, for $4,400, sign me up. I won't be going universally owned with him or anything, but I will definitely have a few shares because that price is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a very good find right there, and people will gravitate towards Breida, so love it. Now, going on to wide receiver for GDP, I'll kick it off first, and that's going to be Amari Cooper for me. So I think he's going to be a little bit low owned somehow, but I think that he's just, the quant edge has him as the second highest projected receiver, and he's currently projected at like under 5% owned. I don't really know how, but it's happening. So he's going to, Cooper actually finds more success with Gallup on the field. He sees 27.6% of the team targets, and on the season, he has seen 31% of the team's air yards. And so I'm stacking Dak and Amari Cooper this week in some of my lineups just because the Jets secondary is very, very vulnerable. And you saw what Amari Cooper can do against good cornerbacks like last week. So
you're just trying to get that jersey, aren't you?
I might as well just keep it for myself right now.
Trying to get it?
I mean,
you can't because I have it.
Because you have it.
That's right, I have it.
All right, dude. You got a better play than Amari Cooper for GVP this week?
Just like I'm going to piggyback off of what you said, and I'm going to take Odell Beckham.
Oh, hold on. What's this? You're talking about Odell Beckham. I like this.
Well, at $6,800, like Matt said, the Browns have been terrible, but he's got to break out of it. He's too talented of a guy he's going to break out of that slump pretty soon. I mean, and he's down $1,300 from his week 1 price. So I'm going to try him this week in the tournament play because his usage has been fine. He ranks 9th among wide receivers with 43 targets and 11th with 518 air yards. And they're playing the Seahawks, which rank 12th in DK points allowed to wide receivers. But Beckham should get a good amount because he's going against the cornerback Flowers, excuse me, who's been torched for 21 catches, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 30 targets through 5 games. So I'm going to take my shot at Beckham this week in tournament play.
I like it. You just need Baker to look that way of the field.
Even though your Browns are overrated.
Dude, Freddie Kitchens is awful. All right,
it doesn't matter. Your Browns are over. You went from a Giant fan to a Browns fan. Shame on you. Even though the Giants did not look good last night.
Daniel Jones is who?
Doesn't matter. You were praised. You were talking. I think you were one talking Super Bowl for the Browns.
No, I said 8-8. I was modest.
No, you didn't say 8-8. We have a bet. You said 12.
That
wins.
was for the show. You ask any of my friends.
You're
here.
Not even going to
ask
get close
any
to
of my
wins.
friends here. I said 8-8, but right now 8-8 is looking optimistic. So I'm going 6-10 for my rest of the season. And regardless,
anybody can say 8-8 now after week 5.
I said it before. He's gonna keep trying to grill me on that. No, we were on the open bar, and for the show, you wanted to make a bet that who would have the wins first. 4 wins for the Giants or 12 for the Browns. I was like, that's just awful. Why would I take 12 bet? But you want to go show it. So now you're going to say they got 12 wins. But you can even ask Thomas. You can ask Bob. I said 8-8. He's going to go grab it. Is he going to grab it? No, he's looking for it.
What is the bet here? Again, what is the current bet?
No real bet. The real bet, we went on an open bar with Man Bun and J Mike. And somehow it got made me do this bet that my dad was like, all right, whoever.
Oh, here it is right here, Matt. Hang on, Matt. Don't listen to him. This is a bet we made. This is a table bet. I told him the Giants would have over 4 wins. He told me Cleveland would have over 12. That's the bet. That's the bet.
Well, Justin's in deep shit.
He is in deep trouble right now.
It's not looking good. I said 8-8.
You were so high on your team.
No,
bro.
I did that for the podcast.
No. Nope. You're a loser. You lost that one. Not even going to happen. You might not even get 8. 8's hopeful.
That's what I'm saying. Now 8's optimistic, but I said, we're looking at 6 and 10. They just got to either fire Freddie Kitchens or just have Freddie Kitchens stop being an idiot because he's still having the same game plan as if he had the same offensive line as last year, which is deep routes, but you don't have Zeitler, so your line is just
There's that rumor out there that you guys are thinking about shipping. I don't know how legitimate this is, so I mean, literally grain of salt. Everyone
shipping Odell,
giving up Njoku and a third for Trent Richardson. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Trent Richardson.
No, not Trent. What'd I say?
You mean Trent Williams?
Yeah, Trent Williams. Sorry, Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson's come back to the Browns. I love that. He had his one good year, but Trent Williams, I didn't even hear about that. I heard that Odell may get traded.
Yeah, well, no, I think that was an unreliable source.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't read anything into the Odell stuff.
Yeah, no, but Njoku in a third for Trent Williams, I am all about that.
How about for a quarterback? Trade him for a quarterback.
Because Baker's not. Yeah, Baker. He's gotta humble himself. Anyway, we went on. We just went on a tangent because you said Odell. Yeah, you weren't. And last year you're like, oh, I'm wrong. And now since he's been bad, you're like, oh, I was right. No. Sorry, Matt. I digress. Who is your wide receiver GPP play for this week?
All right. I like the Amari Cooper pick actually quite a bit, but my GPP play for the week is Michael Gallup, who I think I'm actually anticipating Amari Cooper to be quite highly owned this week because he had a really monster game last week. And I know what the overall season numbers is for Gallup and Cooper, but in the 3 games they actually played together, Gallup has 29 targets to Cooper's 28. And Cooper has 313 air yards to Michael Gallup's 330. So when they're both on the field together, Michael Gallup's actually been the better wide receiver. So I'm not saying he's better. I'm just saying that for 5,600 at the Jets, I think that is a fantastic play. I have a league where I'm just starting them both, and I own them both, which I hate doing. I hate it, yeah. But I think they're both tremendous. And for 5,600, I think this is probably going to be one of the last weeks because he got injured early on, so maybe they don't know what to make of him. I think this will be one of the very last weeks that Michael Gallup is priced down this low. He's going to start being priced up there, at least in the Tyler Boyd area at the very minimum, at least bump him up another grand. So I will take another discount on Michael Gallup.
Yeah, I like that too. Now, question for you: in tournament settings, would you be okay with a triple stack? So you're playing Dak, Cooper, and Gallup.
Nah, I don't like doing that ever. I just can't, because the chances of that happening, I like to, especially in a tournament, I like to leave myself open to, like last week, to actually being able to have those monster slates. And I don't think you can do that with a triple stack. It's very low percentage hit. So I think you just pick one or the other and hope for the best. They're all great plays individually, but all of them hitting together is not really a high percentage thing. So even though I'm expecting all 3 of them to do well, I would just pick one of them.
Gotcha. And then, I mean,
I agree with that stat.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't even like to own 2 fantasy players on the same team just because of that reason.
Yeah, I understand that. Before we get into the Thrive Fantasy picks, I was having lunch earlier, and I was debating, should I eat Cheez-Its or Pringles? So Brian Pringle, he's there, but Tyreek Hill may play. Are you going to be more on Byron Pringle if Tyreek Hill were to play for GVP because of like the even lower ownership, or you think he just gets canceled out because if Hill plays?
I'm too blown away by that segue still. That was fantastic. If Tyreek Hill were to play, I'm not I think I said this earlier. You know what? I said it in the pre-show, I think. I don't know. I'm off of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't want to play any of them because I don't know what to make of their entire situation. Mahomes has an injured ankle and there's so many wide receiver options and they go bouncing back and forth. I don't want to play any of them. It could be a huge mistake because this is such a good matchup. I usually target the Texans secondary, but no thank you to all of them. I'm just not even going to do it.
All right. It's fair enough. Tyreek Hill, if he does play, I probably have him in at least one lineup just because this price is so cheap, and why not? Now. Oh yeah, I'm not telling anyone it's a bad idea. Yeah, I just don't. I'm just not doing it. It's a headache, and I don't want it. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So now, Thrive Fantasy. It's another DFS platform, a little different than FanDuel and DraftKings. You guys can go to the App Store of your choice, Android App Store or the Apple App Store. So, and just type in Thrive Fantasy, download it. Use promo code FSFF when you deposit $10, and you get $10 back, not free, and that would make you have $20 in your account. So, going on to the picks, Dad, you have any good picks for us this week on this slate right here?
Well, I think the easiest one that stands out to me is Le'Veon Bell, 59.5 total rushing yards, easily over.
Easily over.
Easily over. I agree. That's the easiest one on the slate, in my opinion, too.
And I'm glad I went first because I had the easiest one.
Now, what about you, Matt? What's your?
I'll go with Derrick Henry, who they are giving me a 0.5 for the over-under on him scoring a single touchdown, either on the ground or through the air. I don't care who the matchup is. It happens to be in Denver, but it does not matter. It's the Tennessee Titans. They're giving the ball to Derrick Henry. He's the only guy you can trust on that team. So for 0.5, I'll take the over.
Awesome. I like that too. Derrick Henry season, Dad, still happening. What you got to say about it? I don't care if all touchdowns are 1 yard away. It still counts.
Yeah, it's not his last 8 touchdowns are all 1 yard.
I think something like that, yeah. So, hey, I'll keep the train going 1 yard. Now, speaking of touchdowns, I'm going to go with the over for Jared Goff, 2.5 total pass touchdowns plus interceptions. And I think he's going to have 2 interceptions. So it's 1 touchdown. That's all I need from this guy. Or even 3 interceptions. And you get that over, and the over points is 30 more than the under. So Jared Goff, 115 points for the over and 2.5 total passing touchdowns or interceptions. Dad, you're not going first this time. You're going last this time. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go first.
I got my guy already though. So
all right, Matt.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go last.
I'll have Matt go first for the second one.
There's 2 guys I really like. I'm trying to decide between the 2. I'll go with Deshaun Watson. Why the heck not? It's my boy. 1.5 passing touchdowns. Give me a break. I already said Carlos Hyde ain't getting him in this game. 1.5. If they don't score 1.5, they're losing this game by 30 points. So he's going to get 2 touchdowns, everybody. Take the over.
Yeah, take the over for that one. Now I'm looking down here. Melvin Gordon, 82.5 total rush yards plus receiving yards. I see the point differential is only 10, but I'm going the under this week. I'm going under 82.5 for total. I think he's going to have like 81. Nice little tournament winner right there, because I feel like most people may take the over in that. So I'm going under for Melvin Gordon. And Dad, what's this pick you got for me? And my guess is you're probably the over on Julio. Is that what you're going to do?
Nope. This is another easy one to me because there's no one else to throw the ball to in San Fran. Actually, you get 110 points for the over and 90 for the under. You got to take the over all day for George Kittle, 5.5 total catches.
Same wavelength. That was my other guy I was deciding between. We're picking the same bets this week.
This is good.
There you go. And when Dad's on the same page, that's a good sign. Now, Dad, I'm gonna have you do this. Where can they find you on Twitter, dude? Please tell me you know. don't shake your head like you don't. Where can they find you, dude? What's your Twitter?
I don't Twitter myself. What is it?
I don't Twitter myself. It's
easy.
At Paul FS. FF. My Twitter is at Justin FS. FF.
The good news is I'm getting more followers because of the jersey. Yeah. Our last episode. I think I got 20 more followers here this week.
There you go.
Hey, how come we didn't talk about Thrive Fantasy, where if you put $10, you get free $10? It's free money.
Right. It's free money. Free is free.
Is it free?
It is.
But how do you get the $10?
You put $10 in, you get 10
so
free.
You lose $10 to get the $10. So technically,
well, hopefully you win after what we're trying to tell you guys, and then it's free money.
And then it's free money, but to get the $10 free,
it's still free money.
It could be free.
$10 in for $10 free is $10 free.
If you think about it from if you look in your credit card statement, it's going to say minus 10, but then in the Thrive Fantasy, it'll say plus 10. So technically,
you can sit here and argue both of them theories. They're both correct. To me, it's still 10. It's $3.
It's 10 free dollars.
I could tie break it, but I don't want to burst anyone's bubble.
Do you think it's 10 free dollars, or you think it's 10?
I can't. I'm gonna abstain.
Abstain.
I'm gonna abstain. I love
He's
it.
pleading the fifth. And then the podcast where it's at FatherSonFF. You go to that account, look at the pinned tweet. That's the details on how to enter into the Amari Cooper jersey giveaway. I'm approaching 1,000 followers on Twitter. I'm at 946 right now, so I gotta get to 1,000, and that's just my goal right now.
So listen, if I beat Justin this week, this is our second time.
Let's put a bet. Yeah.
I need 20 more followers. Well, let me tell you something. You're already off to a good start because you got New England's defense.
Yeah, we knew this though. Daniel Jones is crap, so
I got no tight end.
I don't have a tight end either.
This week. Both my tight ends are hurt. David Johnson might not play. You got a triple stack of wide receivers. You're still going
triple
down,
stack.
Dude. You're still going down.
Who's my triple stack of wide receivers?
What?
I don't have a triple stack. I had Devontae Adams on my bench.
Yeah, well, because he's probably not playing. But what if you had him? Who's your other 2 wide receiver starts?
Odell and Hopkins and Lockett.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do I do there? But where are you in the league? What place?
I'm currently in 8th place because I lost the last 2 games.
Yeah, I don't care if you lost. You're in 8th place, so I'm gonna knock you out of the playoffs this week.
You wish. Not with your squad. That? Your squad's crap.
Where am I? Where am I right now?
It's all about matchups.
Who's got more points so far?
You do.
Thank you. You're going down. You're going to be knocked out of playoffs this week. If the league was going to end this week, you'd be gone.
No, I'd be in the playoffs.
No, you wouldn't. Not if you lost. You'd be out.
If I lost, then I wouldn't be in.
Well, you're gonna lose.
No.
Yep.
Dude,
You'll see. I got Tennessee's defense. They're gonna surprise you this week.
my thing already says bye week this week. I don't play anyone. It's a free win.
Dude, don't try to cheat. Don't
$10
try
free
to
dollars.
cheat.
$10 free dollars.
$10 free dollars.
It's $10 free dollars. Matt, where can they?
What's the bet? What's the
I'm
bet?
just gonna just
Quickly,
put it.
what's the
Did
bet?
I beat you? You gotta put it on the table. I say I'm gonna beat you this week. It's easy money.
All right, we're putting it on the table. You better hope you don't lose. We're gonna do a whole episode just on that.
Whoever loses has to start the Miami defense the following week.
Ooh,
No, I
Matt,
can't set you up with
Matt.
back-to-back losses.
Ooh, Matt, that's tough. That would be a good bet though. That's tough. But we're not doing that.
No, that's terrible. You can set you up for back-to-back losses. You can't do that.
That sets you up for just.
If you're going to do it, actually, this would have been the week. Last week would have been the time to bet that
Yeah.
because starting Miami defense
Yeah.
this week might actually not be that horrible.
Yeah,
We'll
'cause-
see. It could be terrible.
One of them teams is going to get a win this week. Washington at
I
Miami.
think McLaurin.
I can't convince myself whether that game's going to end
I
2-0 or if it's going to be a blowout.
3-3 tie.
I don't even know. I hope it's not televised anywhere. If it is for you, if you're in the Miami or Washington area, I apologize sincerely. It's just going to be awful. But Matt,
Actually, a tie would be great. The Bengals could celebrate their tanking for Tua campaign is off to a great start with the Washington Miami tie.
definitely boosted up. Now, Matt, where can they find you on Twitter, and what are you doing in the fantasy community?
You can find me on Twitter at Matt Williams, MATTWI77IMS. I'm the host of the Daily Blitz podcast and the DF Statistics podcast over on the FF Mercs podcast family. I am, you can find all my work at ffmercs.com. And I am the CFO over at Clipcast. So check that out, clipcast.app. It's like Google for podcasts.
Google for podcasts. Just search up all your medical
Awesome.
stuff in there. Probably pop up.
Make sure you guys follow him.
Yeah, make sure you go check
Search
him out.
him out and follow him.
Now, Dad, any last words other than you're about to take a beat down this week?
You know, I never said I was taking a beat
Oh, you're
down.
taking a beat
I
down, bro.
thought-
It's just easy.
I thought it was the other way around.
What do you mean?
You're up on me this year, 1-0.
It's gonna be 2-0.
I'll give you that.
2-0. I told you. What's one of my
If
bets?
you go,
I'm not
if
losing
you go up 2-0, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble, but I don't see that happen.
And then next week's 3-0.
So I think it's going to be a fun week for me next week on the podcast.
I don't think so. Well, Matt, you'll have to see who won.
What do you guys think on Twitter? Tweet it out. Who's going to be ahead? Me or Justin? You got to
The
go.
loser
Joe.
should get to pick one player, not on bye, not injured. They should be able to select one player to lock into your lineup the next week in a flex. Not injured, non-bye, but they get to select one person you must start.
Oh, geez. I'm just going to drop.
Not off the waiver wire either.
I'm just going to drop everyone on my team so I only have good players. And then my dad will be like, you got to choose from that. We'll see.
You know, you have very valid points, Matt, but I don't think we can take it.
My dad's scared. My dad's scared. Are you
The goal is,
scared?
no,
I don't think you're
The
scared.
goal is to win, not to have another loss.
See, I don't have a problem because the worst player on my bench right now is Preston
That's who?
Williams.
Who?
Preston Williams. He'll get you 10 points a week. I'll take it.
You know, well, you're not even going to win, so don't even worry about it.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Go check out the Amari Cooper jersey giveaway over at FatherSonFF, the pinned tweet. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.